Imagine this. You wake up in the morning and for a moment the world is a blur. You rub your eyes, blink a few times, and things slowly come into focus. Maybe you've noticed that road signs aren't quite as sharp as they used to be, or reading small print feels more like a chore. Perhaps bright headlights at night scatter into halos, making driving uncomfortable. These changes feel subtle at first, but deep down, they raise a question we all quietly fear. What if my eyesight is slipping away? What if one day I lose the ability to see the faces I love, or the beauty of the world around me? The truth is, vision loss is one of the most common health concerns as we age. Our eyes are fragile organs, constantly exposed to light, oxygen, and tiny stressors that wear down the retina, the delicate layer of cells that captures images and sends them to the brain. Over time, oxidative stress, poor circulation, and inflammation weaken these cells. The result is conditions like macular degeneration, cataracts, or diabetic retinopathy. Millions live with these conditions, and yet many don't realize that the foods we choose every day can make the difference between protecting our vision and watching it slip away. And here's the exciting part. Science has uncovered that certain seeds, simple natural foods you can sprinkle on yogurt, add to smoothies or mix into salads, contain powerful nutrients that directly shield the eyes and retina. They don't work like magic overnight, but over weeks and months, they strengthen the very tissues that keep your world in focus. Today I'm going to reveal 3 of these seeds, the ones ophthalmologists and nutrition researchers are most excited about, and how they work inside your body to preserve clear, sharp vision. But before we get there, let's build the foundation. Your eyes are among the most metabolically active organs in your body. Think about it. The retina has one of the highest energy demands of any tissue because it is constantly processing light and sending signals to the brain. That constant activity generates free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells if left unchecked. This is why antioxidants are so vital for eye health. They neutralize free radicals before damage accumulates. Seeds, in particular, are rich in antioxidants, omega-3 fatty acids, and trace minerals that fortify the retina's defenses. Now let's talk about the first seed, one that has been studied for its unique ability to nourish the retina, flax seeds. Flax seeds are one of nature's richest sources of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid. Omega-3s play a critical role in maintaining the structure of photoreceptor cells in the retina, the very cells that capture light and allow you to see. Research has shown that diets rich in omega-3s reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of blindness. When you add flax seeds to your meals, you are not just getting fiber or protein, you are literally reinforcing the building blocks of your retina. But there's another secret in flax seeds, lignans. These are plant compounds with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation is one of the silent enemies of eye health, quietly eroding retinal tissue over years. By lowering inflammation, lignans help preserve the delicate microvessels that feed your eyes. Imagine them like tiny repair crews, protecting the highways of blood that carry oxygen and nutrients to your retina. Without that support, vision fades. With it, the retina thrives. Now let's move to the second seed, one that might be sitting in your kitchen right now, sunflower seeds. At first glance, they seem ordinary, but nutritionally, they are a treasure chest for your eyes. Sunflower seeds are packed with vitamin E, one of the most potent fat-soluble antioxidants. Why does that matter? Because the retina is rich in fatty membranes that are especially vulnerable to oxidative damage. Vitamin E integrates into those membranes and shields them from harm. Studies have shown that people with higher intakes of vitamin E have a significantly lower risk of cataracts and age-related macular degeneration. In other words, sunflower seeds act like sunglasses for your cells, absorbing the oxidative glare before it blinds your vision. And sunflower seeds also bring zinc to the table, another mineral essential for the eyes. Zinc is a cofactor for enzymes that protect the retina and also helps transport vitamin A from the liver to the eye, where it is used to produce melanin, the pigment that protects the eye from light damage. Without adequate zinc, the retina struggles to function at its best. With it, your vision stays sharp, especially in low-light conditions. That's why sunflower seeds are more than a snack. They're a retinal protector. Finally, the third seed may surprise you: pumpkin seeds. Often seen as seasonal or holiday treats, pumpkin seeds are actually a powerhouse for long-term vision. They are rich in zinc, like sunflower seeds, but also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that act like internal sunglasses for the macula, the central part of the retina responsible for detailed vision. These compounds literally filter out harmful blue light, the same type of light emitted by screens, headlights, and sunlight. By reducing blue light damage, lutein and zeaxanthin slow the progression of macular degeneration and keep your vision crisp. Think of pumpkin seeds as natural filters for your eyes, strengthening the macula against the daily barrage of light. Studies have shown that diets high in lutein and zeaxanthin are associated with reduced risk of blindness and sharper vision in older adults. By eating a handful of pumpkin seeds regularly, you give your eyes a defense system they cannot build on their own. So, here's the bigger picture. Flax seeds provide omega-3s and anti-inflammatory lignans to strengthen the retina's structure. Sunflower seeds supply vitamin E and zinc to shield fatty membranes and support melanin production. Pumpkin seeds deliver lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc to filter harmful blue light and fortify the macula. 3 simple seeds, each protecting a different layer of your eye's defense system. Together, they form a complete shield for your vision. Now picture this. You sprinkle a spoonful of flax seeds on your morning oatmeal. Later in the day, you grab a handful of sunflower seeds as a snack. In the evening, you add pumpkin seeds to your salad. These are small, almost invisible actions, and yet each one is depositing a layer of protection on your retina, each one helping you see more clearly, not just today, but for years to come. Vision is not something to take for granted. Once retinal cells are lost, they cannot be replaced. But the choices you make now, the seeds you choose, the nutrients you feed your eyes, can slow that loss, protect what you have, and keep your world bright. So starting tomorrow, make these 3 seeds a part of your daily routine. Your eyes are hungry for their nutrients, your retina is waiting for their protection, and your future self will thank you every time you open your eyes to the beauty of the world, still sharp, still clear, still yours. Think for a moment about what your eyes truly mean to you. They are more than lenses that bend light. They are windows into memory, love, and identity. The sparkle in your grandchild's eyes, the colors of a sunset that takes your breath away, the pages of a favorite book that transport you into another world. All of these depend on 2 fragile spheres only about an inch across. And yet we often treat our eyes as though they are indestructible. We expect them to work tirelessly, even while we neglect the very nutrients that keep them alive. Here's a startling fact. By the time most people reach their 60s, the retina has absorbed decades of oxidative stress, and its antioxidant defenses are weaker. This is why age-related macular degeneration and cataracts become so common. But researchers have also discovered that individuals who eat nutrient-rich diets, particularly those that include seeds like flax, sunflower, and pumpkin, have a dramatically lower risk of these diseases. That means your plate can become your first line of defense against vision loss. Let's dive deeper into flax seeds. When we say they are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, it's not just about numbers. These omega-3s are building blocks of the photoreceptor membranes in your retina. Without them, those cells become brittle and dysfunctional. But when you supply your retina with omega-3s, you are literally feeding the machinery of sight. Imagine replacing worn-out parts in a delicate camera so it can keep capturing sharp images. That's what omega-3s do inside your eyes, and flax seeds don't just stop there. Their lignans reduce low-grade inflammation that can silently destroy the retina over years. Inflammation is like a slow fire burning in the background, damaging tissue little by little until vision is impaired. By adding flax seeds to your diet, you are sending in firefighters to put out those flames, protecting your sight for the long haul. Now think about sunflower seeds. Vitamin E is often called a skin vitamin, but inside your eyes, it plays a far more critical role. The retina's cell membranes are fatty, and fat is highly vulnerable to oxidation. When oxidation occurs, it's like rust forming on metal. The structure weakens, the function falters. Vitamin E from sunflower seeds embeds itself into those fatty membranes and shields them from oxidative rust. It is a protector at the cellular level. Zinc, which sunflower seeds also provide, is equally vital. Without zinc, your eyes cannot properly use vitamin A, the nutrient essential for night vision. This is why zinc deficiency can cause poor adaptation to darkness. Picture yourself stepping from a bright room into the dim evening. If your body lacks zinc, your vision struggles to adjust. With enough zinc, your eyes make the transition smoothly. Sunflower seeds are one of the simplest, tastiest ways to keep zinc levels steady. And then there are pumpkin seeds. Often discarded as seasonal decorations, these small green gems are loaded with carotenoids that protect the macula, the central vision hub. Lutein and zeaxanthin concentrate in the macula like soldiers stationed at a fortress wall, absorbing harmful blue light before it reaches the delicate photoreceptor cells. In today's world, with hours of screen exposure and bright artificial lighting, this protection is more important than ever. Pumpkin seeds act like an internal screen filter, reducing the strain that modern life places on your eyes. Researchers studying populations with high dietary intake of lutein and zeaxanthin consistently find that their risk of macular degeneration is lower. In fact, people with the highest levels of these nutrients in their blood have the sharpest vision, even in older age. And pumpkin seeds provide them in abundance. Now here's something fascinating. These three seeds don't just work in isolation, they complement one another. Flax seeds supply omega-3s to strengthen the retinal structure. Sunflower seeds deliver vitamin E and zinc to shield the membranes and optimize night vision. Pumpkin seeds provide carotenoids to filter blue light and protect the macula. Together, they form a comprehensive defense system. One seed protects the walls of the house, another strengthens the foundation, and the third defends the windows against harsh light. Alone they are helpful, together they are transformative. Imagine a daily ritual. In the morning, you stir a spoonful of ground flax seeds into your oatmeal, giving your retina a foundation of omega-3s. At midday, you snack on sunflower seeds, fortifying your cell membranes with vitamin E and zinc. In the evening, you toss pumpkin seeds over your salad, loading your macula with lutein and zeaxanthin. These aren't complicated steps. They're quiet acts of prevention, small choices that build a shield around your vision. And here's where the emotional truth lies. We often don't think about our eyesight until it begins to slip, but by then, much of the damage is already done. Seeds, these tiny gifts of nature, give us the chance to act before it's too late. They are nature's insurance policy for your eyes, protecting the one sense that connects you most vividly to the world. The beautiful thing about seeds is that they remind us of possibility. A seed may look tiny, almost insignificant, yet inside it lies the blueprint for life. That same potential exists for your health. With every spoonful of seeds, you're not just eating, you're planting resilience into your body. And when it comes to your eyes, resilience is everything. The retina is constantly bombarded by light, oxygen, and metabolic stress. Without protection, it weakens. With protection, it thrives. Now let's explore more deeply how these seeds interact with your biology. When you consume flax seeds, the alpha-linolenic acid they provide doesn't just float around. It undergoes conversion into longer-chain omega-3s like EPA and DHA. These molecules are incorporated into the very membranes of your retinal cells, increasing their flexibility and function. Picture the difference between a brittle piece of glass and a flexible lens that can bend without breaking. Omega-3s transform the retina into that flexible lens, better able to transmit signals. Studies have shown that higher intake of omega-3s correlates with sharper visual acuity and slower progression of retinal diseases. But flax seeds also do something else remarkable. They change the profile of your blood. The lignans in flax seeds reduce C-reactive protein, a marker of systemic inflammation. Why does this matter? Because inflammation in the body often reflects inflammation in the eyes. A calmer bloodstream translates into calmer retinal tissue. The blood vessels that feed your retina remain smoother, less likely to clog or leak. It's like keeping a garden hose clear, so water flows easily to nourish the plants. Flax seeds help keep your retinal circulation pristine. Sunflower seeds, meanwhile, deliver a nutrient combination that is unusually synergistic. Vitamin E protects lipids, but without adequate zinc, your retina cannot complete the crucial process of converting light into an image. Together, vitamin E and zinc form a tag-team defense. Vitamin E blocks oxidative damage, while zinc ensures proper visual chemistry. Researchers who followed large populations found that people with higher intake of vitamin E had slower progression of macular degeneration, and those with higher zinc intake had stronger night vision. Sunflower seeds provide both, and in a natural, delicious form. Pumpkin seeds bring another dimension. The lutein and zeaxanthin they contain are not randomly distributed throughout the body. They are selectively concentrated in the macula, right at the center of your retina, where detailed vision occurs. Nature designed it this way because these carotenoids absorb high-energy blue light. Think of them as natural sunglasses embedded within your retina. Every time you stare at a screen, drive under bright headlights, or sit in sunlight, lutein and zeaxanthin absorb the intensity, sparing your photoreceptors from damage. Without them, the macula becomes vulnerable. With them, it stays strong. But here is the part that often goes unrecognized. Your body cannot make lutein or zeaxanthin on its own. The only way to get them is through food. That means if you never eat foods like pumpkin seeds, your macula is essentially running without its built-in shield. In today's digital world, with hours of screen exposure, this is like walking into a sandstorm without goggles. Pumpkin seeds restore that shield, equipping your eyes to handle the modern environment. Now, let's address a common question. How much is enough? For flax seeds, research suggests that 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground seeds daily provide meaningful amounts of omega-3s and lignans. For sunflower seeds, a small handful, about 1 ounce, can meet your daily vitamin E requirement. For pumpkin seeds, another handful delivers significant lutein, zeaxanthin, and zinc. The key is consistency. Seeds work like compound interest in a bank account. Small deposits made daily grow into powerful protection over time. What's fascinating is that cultures around the world have long intuitively understood the value of seeds. In Central America, pumpkin seeds, known as pepitas, have been used not only as food, but as medicine. In parts of Asia, sunflower seeds are a daily snack enjoyed by millions. In Europe, flax has been cultivated for centuries, prized for both its oil and its seed. Modern science is now catching up to this ancient wisdom, revealing that these traditions protected vision for generations. But let me take you deeper into what happens when you don't nourish your eyes. Imagine the macula under constant bombardment from oxidative stress. Day after day, light energy creates free radicals that chip away at photoreceptor proteins. Without antioxidants like vitamin E and carotenoids, that damage accumulates. Over decades, it becomes visible as drusen, the yellow deposits characteristic of macular degeneration. This is why prevention matters. By the time symptoms like blurred central vision appear, much of the retina is already damaged. Seeds give you the power to intervene early, to fortify the retina before it weakens. And here's something else you might not know. The eyes and the brain are intimately connected. The retina is technically brain tissue that extends into the eye. That means when you nourish your retina, you're also indirectly supporting your brain. Omega-3s enhance neural communication, vitamin E reduces oxidative stress in neurons, and carotenoids like lutein improve processing speed and memory. In fact, studies show that people with higher lutein levels in their blood not only see better but think faster. So the seeds that protect your eyes are also protecting your mind. This interconnection is profound. It means that every time you sprinkle seeds on your yogurt or toss them into your salad, you're not just feeding your eyes. You're supporting the very fabric of who you are, your ability to see, to remember, to recognize the faces you love. Let's pause for a moment and imagine something together. Picture yourself walking outside on a bright, sunny day. You see the details of a tree, the texture of its bark, the tiny veins running through each green leaf. You see the smile of a child running past, the deep blue of the sky. Now imagine all of that slowly becoming hazy, as though a film is being placed over your eyes. That's what happens when the retina weakens. The world itself becomes less accessible. But here's the truth. This scenario is not inevitable. Seeds are nature's way of ensuring that your world stays vivid and full of detail. The first layer of protection comes from keeping your blood vessels healthy. Your eyes, especially the retina, rely on a dense network of tiny capillaries. They are narrower than a strand of hair, yet they carry the oxygen and nutrients needed for vision. When those capillaries get clogged or inflamed, vision suffers. The omega-3s in flax seeds thin the blood ever so slightly, reducing the risk of clots. They also make the walls of blood vessels more elastic. Imagine the difference between a stiff straw that cracks under pressure and a flexible straw that bends without breaking. Flax seeds turn your vessels into that flexible straw, ensuring a steady supply of nutrients to the retina. But circulation is only one part of the puzzle. You also need protection from oxidation. Every time light enters your eye, it triggers chemical reactions that create free radicals. These are unstable molecules that damage DNA, proteins, and membranes. Sunflower seeds step in here with their vitamin E. Vitamin E is fat-soluble, meaning it integrates right into the fatty layers of your cells. When a free radical threatens to damage those fats, vitamin E neutralizes it. Without vitamin E, the damage spreads, like a spark catching dry grass. With vitamin E, the spark is extinguished before the fire can begin. That is why sunflower seeds are such an underrated guardian for your retina. And then there's pumpkin seeds, with their carotenoids lutein and zeaxanthin. These molecules literally sit on top of your macula, filtering harmful light. Think of them as natural armor. Without them, blue light pierces your photoreceptors like daggers, causing cumulative injury. With them, the blades are blunted, the light absorbed before it can harm you. That is why people with higher dietary intake of lutein and zeaxanthin have dramatically lower rates of macular degeneration. And once again, these compounds only come from diet. You cannot supplement your way to full protection if your daily meals are deficient. Pumpkin seeds provide that missing shield. Now let's talk about habits, because it's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it. Seeds are most effective when they are integrated into daily routines. Grinding flax seeds before eating makes their omega-3s more bioavailable. Sunflower seeds are best eaten raw or lightly roasted, since high heat can destroy vitamin E. Pumpkin seeds, on the other hand, retain most of their nutrients even after roasting, making them a versatile snack. If you can imagine sprinkling ground flaxseed into your morning smoothie, tossing sunflower seeds onto a salad at lunch, and enjoying a small bowl of pumpkin seeds in the evening, you've already created a rhythm of protection for your eyes. But let me add one more layer of curiosity here. Seeds don't only protect the retina, they may also protect against cataracts. Cataracts form when proteins in the lens clump together, clouding vision. Oxidative stress accelerates this clumping. The antioxidants in sunflower and pumpkin seeds counteract that stress, slowing the process. Studies have shown that people with higher vitamin E intake have significantly reduced risk of cataract formation. So while we think of seeds as primarily protecting the retina, they are also extending their benefits to other parts of the eye. There's also an emotional side to all of this. Sight is not just about function, it's about connection. Imagine being able to read your grandchild a story without straining, or being able to drive at night without fear, or being able to see the expressions of your loved ones clearly across a dinner table. These are the moments that define quality of life. Seeds, as small as they are, can play a role in preserving those moments. Every bite is an investment in memories you have yet to create. But here's the cliffhanger I promised earlier. While seeds are powerful, they are not invincible on their own. If you combine them with the wrong habits, you can blunt their benefits. For instance, smoking generates free radicals at a rate that overwhelms even the best antioxidant defenses. Excessive sugar stiffens blood vessels, undoing the flexibility omega-3s provide. Too much processed food creates nutrient competition in your body, reducing absorption of lutein and zinc. Seeds can only perform their magic if they are part of a larger picture of healthy living. Otherwise, it's like planting seeds in rocky soil. They simply cannot take root. So the real question becomes, how do you integrate these seeds into a lifestyle that amplifies their effects? That's what we'll explore next. Practical rituals, delicious ways to incorporate them, and science-backed timing strategies that maximize their protective potential. So, let me leave you with this thought. Your vision is one of the greatest gifts you've been given. Every sunrise you witness, every smile you recognize, every page you read depends on the delicate tissue of your retina. And while time will always move forward, decline is not inevitable. Nature has given us tools, small, humble seeds, packed with compounds that can shield your eyes, nourish your retina, and preserve the clarity of your sight. Flax seeds deliver omega-3s that keep blood flowing to your retina. Sunflower seeds bring vitamin E and zinc to calm the fire of oxidation. Pumpkin seeds place lutein and zeaxanthin directly into your macula, acting like sunglasses built into your eyes. These are not superfoods from some distant land. They are right here, waiting for you to pick them up, sprinkle them on your meals, and let them work quietly night after night, day after day. So tomorrow, when you choose what to eat, think of your future self. Picture yourself reading without strain, watching your grandchildren grow, driving with confidence, and seeing the world in full, vibrant color. That future is possible, and it can begin with something as small as a seed. Your sight is worth protecting, and the time to begin is now.